So now we have an application problem. And these are, useful to see how we're actually using the math. They're a little tricky, and this one's a little tricky. So I'm going to scroll up a little bit so we can see it. Okay, a trailer can carry a maximum weight of 160 pounds and a maximum volume of 15 cubic feet. So there are two things going on, weight and volume. And that's part of where we're going to divide things up. So I'm going to write that down, weight and volume. We'll leave a little space there. Okay. Otherwise, it's going to get cumbersome to try to figure this all out. Okay. So we know the trailer can carry a maximum weight of 160 pounds and a maximum volume of 15 cubic feet. A microwave oven weighs 30 pounds and has 2 cubic feet of volume, while a printer weighs 20 pounds and has 3 cubic feet of space. So it's like you have this trailer and you're trying to transport microwaves and printers, and you're trying to figure out, okay, well, how many can I put on the trailer and not exceed those maximums? Okay, so first we're going to look at the weight. A microwave, each of them weighs 30 pounds. So I don't know how many microwaves I'm putting on the truck, but each of them weighs 30 pounds. And I'm just looking at the weight. I'm not looking at the volume. Okay, now the printer, each printer, so I used M for microwave, each printer is weighing 20 pounds. I don't know how many printers I have, but I know that if I wanted to figure out how much they weigh, I'd take how many microwaves times 30, and I'm going to take how many printers I have times 20, add those together. That has to be less than or equal to 160 pounds, okay? So that's the maximum that the weight that the trailer can carry. So that's like my weight equation. 30 times how many microwaves plus 20 times how many printers has to be less than or equal to 160. Okay, now we're going to go to a volume equation. So each microwave is 2 cubic feet. So 2 for each microwave and 3 cubic feet for each printer, and that has to be less than or equal to 15. Okay, there's my system of equations. So it says, the first thing it says to do is write a system of inequalities. I said equations, didn't I? There's our system of inequalities. Write a system of inequalities to model the situation. So we did. Now they want us to graph it. Okay, so I'm going to take the first one. I'm going to make it an equation, and then I'm going to do something a little tricky here. Hopefully not too tricky. I'm going to divide everything by 10. So I'm just going to divide it. I'm allowed. Oh, shoot. I didn't make an equation. I said I would. Okay. Make it an equation. I'm allowed to divide everything by 10. And then that's going to give me 3m plus 2p equals 16. Now, because I didn't use x and y, I can trade those out if I really wanted the x and y. But I'll make this the m and this the p axis, okay? So it's like m is the x and p is the y. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put the 3m on the other side. So 2p is equal to negative 3m plus 16. And I'll divide everything by 2. I'm allowed to do that. P equals negative 3 over 2 m plus 8. Now, if you really don't like the m and p, trade them out, put it for x and y. In my example, the way I'm doing it, I would have m be the x, okay? All right, and that makes a difference when you go to graph this. You've got to know which one's which. Okay, so I've got a slope of negative 3 over 2, and I've got a y-intercept at 0, 8. Okay, so let me go to 0, 8. Here's my y-intercept. And I'm going to count down 1, 2, 3, number 2. And solid line. Because it can equal 160 pounds. And it's got to be less than. So if you think about the origin, if you think about, see if I can scroll this up just a teeny bit. I don't want to lose everything. So if I think about the origin, and this is a maximum, right? But we can just plug them in. 30 times 0 plus 20 times 0 Is that going to be less than or equal to 160? Yes. I'll just put yes. So it's going to be this area down in here because of that maximum we've got going on. Okay, so we have graphed the first inequality. Let's go to the second inequality then and make it an equation. 2m plus 3p is equal to 15. And then let's make it in slope-intercept form again. And again, you could have x's and y's. I probably should have put the x's and y's. Be creative here. It was easier for me to think microwaves and printers. Okay, divide by 3. Putting it in slope-intercept form again. Okay, so we get a slope of negative 2/3 for the slope. So, all right, slope, so my m isn't confusing. And then y-intercept at 0, 5. So let's see what happens. 0, 5, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then it is a negative slope, but it's going down 2 and to the right 3, down 2 and to the right 3. And it's going to be a solid line. No, that's not very straight. Not one of my straighter lines. Okay. I'm going to pick 0, 0 and plug that into the inequality. 2m plus 3p is less than or equal to 15. So 2 times 0 plus 3 times 0 is less than or equal to 15. Is 0 less than or equal to 15? Yes. So it was a solid line again, and we're saying these points here. So where is the boundary? Well, the boundary is following this green line. And then it's turning and following the blue line there. So all these points in here. Now really, I have it on a Cartesian coordinate system, but you're not going to have a negative number of microwaves or a negative number of printers. So you're really bounded, you know, let's see if I can draw this. You're really bounded into this area right here. Okay, so now it asks us some questions. Could 4 microwaves and 2 printers be carried on this trailer? So where is that point 4, 2? 1, 2, 3, 4, 2. Boy, it's really close, isn't it? I might check it just to see. And how would I check it? I would go to those inequalities. So 30 m plus 20p, and make sure that's less than or equal to 160. And it wanted what? The 0.42? Yeah, I think it was 42. So 30 times 4 plus 20 times 2, is that less than or equal to 160? Well, I get 120 plus 40. Well, it's equal to, right? It's like right there. So yeah, you can carry 4 microwaves and 2 printers. As far as that one goes, now we have to check the other inequality. So the volume one says 2m plus 3p is less than or equal to 15. So 4 microwaves, right? And 2 printers, is that less than or equal to 15? So you get 8 plus 6. Close, but you're getting about a maximum number right there. So yes, you can have 2. Yes, this is okay. Okay, so that point works. I don't know where I want to answer the question up here. So yes, you could carry 4 microwaves and 2 printers. What about 7 microwaves? So we go to 7 and 3 printers. No, there's no way that's going to work. Okay, so no. You could try them in the inequalities if you wanted to double check, but I can see from the graph that 7, 3 is not even close. So too many microwaves. Okay. So that was a fun problem.